Okay, here we go. How's everybody doing? Welcome to, I guess this would be part two. If you checked out the first part over on Instagram, I did the live drawing of what I am posting today on Mermay 2025. And I'm going to color everything in on this live stream over here on YouTube. Hi, everybody. My name is Paul Angley. I am a live action and animation storyboard artist coming to you live. And if you can catch this live, fantastic. If we missed each other, you can watch this on the replay. But today I'm going to be finishing up these boards I put together for Mermay 2025. And I took on this Mermay art challenge to do something different and have some fun with this. I'm like trying to sneak in a little bit of time here and there to get these boards out every single day. If you're not familiar with Mermay, Mermay is a fantastic art challenge, created by Tom Bancroft. This is the 10-year anniversary of Mermay, so congratulations to all the judges and hosts, Whitney and Lauren and Tom. Congratulations on 10 years of Mermay, and I celebrate with you. And I took on this challenge to sort of sneak some time in, to have some fun, to stretch myself, be consistent in terms of the boards I was create something new. Indie animation, independent comics, independent artists are at the forefront right now, and I wanted to sort of take that on in with this project. I've never ever seen, maybe there has been, I haven't seen anything recently, but when it comes to Mermay, but doing storyboards for Mermay. So what I've been doing is storyboarding every prompt for the Mermay Art Challenge. It's a 31-day challenge where there's 31 different daily prompts, and folks that love mermaids and have fun with it, it's a great thing to be partaking in. If you're joining me live, welcome. Appreciate you popping in on the YouTube channel and hanging out with me today. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, Polly, what's your processes and stuff like that? So let me sort of go over the processes and sort of show you some of the work and what we're doing today. So this was the final inking I did on Instagram, but let me take a couple steps back and show you how the heck did we get here. I always start off with a blank page like this. Sort of old school in terms of my shots. A lot of people, I go back and forth. I had a great question that was asked of me, do you just go straight digital? Do you work on paper? When I first started learning how to storyboard and I had basic tools. Computers didn't have pen tablets. I remember I'm left-handed, and I had to learn how to use the mouse with my right hand, and I didn't know you could move the mouse over to the other side when I was first learning computers. So I'm sort of goofy now as I'm working because I can work on digitally and work traditionally at the same time, ambidextrous. And I taught myself how to draw with my right hand. Crazy, but when I first got started, there was no books. You watch something cool on, TV, Channel 9, public television, and you were able to see like the making of Raiders of the Lost Ark or something like that. But when I got started, you just had paper. You read the Disney Illusion of Life or something like that, and you got started. So I always start off traditionally. I still do a lot today, but pen and paper, because a lot of the folks I worked with, maybe in the early days, you're just meeting in a coffee shop or something like that, and you're cranking out these boards right in front of each other. So I tend to always do that. So for this particular project, I always started off with a 4-panel or 4 shots, in terms of the page layout. And then I'll go and I'll start sketching and coming up with some cool ideas. Today's prompt was Gemini. So a lot of wonderful artists out there are doing Gemini, but they're doing the twins of the astrological Gemini meeting. And I was like, I'm going to do something sort of goofy and a little bit different. And that's just me. So I was thinking of Gemini. I love astronauts. I love space. I love sci-fi. I love, Ray Harryhausen movies. I love, creatures we're thinking of, all sorts of fantasy artwork and fantasy for Zeta, everybody there, Conan, all sorts of crazy stuff. So this is sort of my ode, homage to that. Bless, it's surrounded around a samurai mermaid. So with this, with this thumbnails that I created, I do it around like a pterodactyl, a petrodon. I was thinking of the Gemini, astronauts from NASA. I'm thinking of my samurai mermaid. She might save the astronaut. He's getting picked up by a bunch of pterodactyls or petrodons, flying off of his capsule that had landed in this prehistoric planet. A lot of things are coming into my mind of Charlton Heston and Planet of the Apes. Quick story, I got an opportunity. This is really crazy. Out of all people or famous actors I've ever met, I've met a lot of cool people, but it's like, two people, I'll tell a quick story. Two people that I have met in my past was when I was at a convention, like a video convention where you go, broadcasters buy, what shows and stuff like that. So I had the opportunity to meet Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut, and he's probably the most historical figure I've ever met. And you're just amazing astronaut background, and I remember shaking his hand. My hand felt like a little baby's hand inside his mitt of a hand, and I'll just never forget that. And very, very nice man. I got to have a conversation with him and stuff, so that was really cool, and that happened back in the 90s. And then talking about Charlton Heston, I got to meet Charlton Heston over in a parking garage at the Universal City Walk a long time ago. My wife and I were walking down in the parking garage. We were actually leaving. We had, had some dinner and did something over there. We were walking the parking garage, and there's a, older couple walking towards us, and, very, very well dressed. They were going to like a dinner party or something, and we were just a couple punk kids just walking through. And we each of us men, we let our wives go in front of us. The wives passed, and then we are passing each other. And I look up at them, gentlemen, and I was like, holy Moses, it was actually Moses himself, Charlton Heston. So I was shocked. I had an opportunity to say hello, greet them, and chat with them real quick as we were on our way, and let them not hold them up and not be a crazy fan. But that was awesome. So anyway, so I'm thinking about that as I'm drawing these, sort of sketches here, and then I'll come and I'll pull this all together. And this is my pencil layout. So we start off with this shot, a close-up shot of the NASA Gemini patch. It's in so you're like, what is this? There's some teeth or something like that. We pull out, the camera pulls out, and then boom, we have a pterodactyl petrodon with that patch in its mouth, and you're like, holy smoke. And then you pull out even further, and then boom, you got two Gemini twin pterodactyl petrodons, attacking this astronaut. He's got his gun in his hand. They're flapping, doing all that stuff. His ship is slowly sinking into the abyss of this prehistoric world. Smoke is bellowing off, and then all of a sudden, our mermaid, our samurai mermaid, pops out of the depths of the ocean, and she's drawn her bow and ready to rock and roll over here. So that's sort of what we have here. And from there, if you want to check it out, go check out my Instagram at Mr. Paul Angeli. And you can see this is the final inking that I did of this. And I try to use simple tools, nothing special, stuff that anybody can use. I'm using Sharpies, chiseled, and fine tip. I'm using a G2 pen. It's nothing fancy, no fancy brush pens, because when I'm working like this, I want to be quick, nimble, get the stuff knocked out. I want to hit my deadline, give like some really creative compositions, some really great shots, help that director envision what they're trying to do, because some directors are absolutely, fantastic artists like Sir Ridley Scott, from Gladiator and Alien and all his, plethora of fantastic portfolio of movies, or Spielberg. They're artists themselves, so they can draw this out. But a lot of directors, they don't have, they can't see, they see it in their head, but they need somebody to help them put that together, help put this blueprint together, whether they're going to go into a heavy special effects movie, big action sequence, and sort of put this together or pitch this to get their financing. So I sort of work really nimble. So if it's working, great. If it's not the shot they're looking for, they'll say, hey, listen, Paulie, I wanted to see a down shot, or a cowboy shot of what, I'll change it up, and you have to be sort of ready to work and move that around and stuff like that. Same thing goes with clients if you're working on a commercial or whatever else like that too. So, or animated feature. So, and I just recently did a lot of that. So for an animation feature. So cool. Jester Hero, dude, that's awesome. You're really, thank you so much. I appreciate you popping in and hanging out. So also too, let me show you what we're sort of doing here and how I'm doing Mermay. So here's a page I did yesterday of our mermaid going to the surface, popping her head out of the water, and she comes across an oasis of beautiful mermaids, and a sort of a paradise here. Themyscira, what is it? I think it's Wonder Woman, kind of Themyscira or something like that, and all the sort of like Amazonian type of women there too. And then what we're going to be doing today is, I put all the some color on it and stuff like that. I don't usually get to do stuff like this, so I'm doing that today. So I appreciate you joining in. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and throw some love over here on Paulie's Way. I'd appreciate that. As I'm working, I'm going to go get this one done and knocked out. And also, too, don't forget to check out my Instagram channel at Mr. Paul Angeli. And you can find me on Instagram. You can see all these posts, all 31 days. So go check that out when you have an opportunity. Okay, let's get this thing knocked out. I want to get this done. And let's sort of play with this real quick. I'm trying to find all my pens here and stuff. So let's go ahead and get this guy rolled in. So we have this pterodactyl creature. I sort of like get everything going first. Then I'll see where we go from there. So awesome to have so many people interested and hanging out. Appreciate y'all. As we're working here, got two different pterodactyls over here. So we're gonna. I sort of like, I think of it like I'm just throwing down my base layers here on this. I'm thinking of digitally, how am I going to put this together as I'm working and stuff. So appreciate you guys popping in today and hanging out. Hope you're all doing well. Let's sort of see that. And then we know this is the pterodactyl here. So we're gonna, whoops. Try to get this knocked out real quick. Andrew, what's going on? I've been trying to board and write my own short. I'm an animator, and your videos have been really inspiring. Cool, awesome. Happy to hear that, man. I'm glad you're learning a lot. Yeah, I started off as a comic artist and animator before getting into storyboards. I really like storyboarding. I like animation too. You've seen my animatic. So we got that going on here. But cool, yeah. I think there's a, Andrew, I think it's a big deal right now. You should do that. I think it's important to tell your own stories. And I think especially now with AI and stuff like that, I think it's super imperative you start telling your own stories. I think everybody has a unique voice, and with that unique voice, you can tell your stories. And that's what something like AI and stuff like that can't replace. It can't replace you and the way you think, the way you put things together, and your sequences and your stories. So go for it, buddy. Don't give in. I think it's super important. So easily you can get discouraged, you know, especially like this Mermay. You know, I mean, there's so many talented people. Oh my God. You're just like, oh, wow, they're so talented. But you can't get caught up with that, comparing yourself. You got to do you. The only person that can do you is you. To Shoeboy, hey, what's up? Hi, how you doing? Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you popping in today. Oh, what's this? I'm just sort of dropping down my base colors and stuff. Get this thing knocked out, get this thing posted. I'm using those Copic or Copic markers right now, so you can sort of get the idea. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you check out the rest of the channel too. I got a bunch of, I got to start doing regular videos. I got over 250 live streams for you to peruse through. And if you're interested, check them out. And I teach about visual storytelling and how to storyboard from a script and all sorts of stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Hear the squeaking of the... She's over here. She's got that. Let's get her put in. Doopa-doopa-doo. Yeah, I gotta go check that out. I'm over here on the East Coast. I gotta go to the Frazetta Museum. I gotta go check that out. If any of you are into Frank Frazetta's work. I know I definitely am. Thank you, Misha. Appreciate that. Misha says, beautiful boards. Thank you so much. I never get to do all this fancy dancy stuff. So it's like having fun with this. A lot of people have been asking me if I should make a comic out of this. Let me know in the chat if this would be something you'd like to see as a comic or a cartoon or something like that. Got brown pen. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate that's super kind of you, Misha. Yeah. You know, I started this. I got to get back into the YouTube channel because I used to teach university as a university instructor in California, and never thought about teaching when I first started being an instructor. I taught both primarily in the art department, and I never really thought about teaching. And I had my friend. We were working on one of the very first interactive comic books ever created. And my buddy said, "Hey, listen, Polly, why don't you go and start teaching?" Because I was starting up a small little animation company at the time. And he's like, "You could go and start your company." And he was helping with that too, because we had worked together before at an interactive comic book company. And he's like, "Well, come and teach." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, what do you want me to teach?" He's like, "Well, you got so many things. Why don't you teach Photoshop and animations? Start off, just start teaching. And while you're getting the company going." And I was like, "Cool." And so I did. And got the bug for teaching. It just at the time, it was when the high-tech boom was going, so I eventually went back into high-tech again, and but I always loved it. And so I was talking to some storyboard pros, and I was talking to somebody I met online from DreamWorks, and they were like, "You should start teaching, Polly. Go do it. You like teaching, and go do it." And so I started the YouTube channel from there. And that's how I got started with that. But I just got to come back to it. I love doing all the teaching and stuff. So one of these days I have to get the channel going again. My Discord, let's see, what did you say? Follow back on Instagram. What I cry on my part. What did you say? I'm sorry, it's going too quick. Well played and very rare. Okay, gotcha. Happy to help out. Let's see, followed you back on Instagram. What a crime on my part. So no worries. Discord community. Yeah, cool. Good teachers are rare. Yeah, good teachers all have the skill and experience. That's super. That's really sweet. Thank you so much, Misha. Yeah. We'll see. I got a big project I'm trying to finish up. Probably need another month after I get done with Mermay. I got some projects that I'm knocking out. But yeah, always feel free. DM me over on Instagram or whatever. And just say, "It's me, Misha. I met you today." So cool. Let's get this thing knocked out here. I'm just sort of having fun with it, talking away. I got to get this done. Andrew, I've been trying just to draw more again for myself after years of work burnout and not doing my own thing. Quick board sketches when I get ideas, writing notes, and starting on a script is tough. I know. You know what? I 100% agree. It's tough. I'm sitting there watching the clock right now because I got to get ready to go to work soon. And I'm hanging out with you guys. And I know my wife's like, "You got to get these things done before you leave the house too." So I got you, and but you know what? I usually give this advice to folks is just find the time. A lot of people go and they give you like this is the breakdown. This guru on YouTube tells you, oh, do this, do that. I'm just like, listen, you don't need hours. You don't, just if you can sneak in 5 minutes today, go do it. Tomorrow, maybe you sneak in an hour. Maybe you missed a day. Don't be hard on yourself, Andrew. And then maybe during your day off or something, you have a full hour or two to go pursue. But I think it's the consistency that you need to be focused on, and just be consistent in what you're doing, and that's going to help you go from point A to point B, and for me personally, my friend, that's why I do art challenges like this. Not that I have to, but it's like it's fun, and I've gotten to meet so many cool people, and it's like, let me just knock this thing out and have some fun with it. And you learn about yourself, you learn about what you're doing, those type of things, and I think it's really important to do that for yourself. And it's like the only person that can tell your story is you. And you sort of got to take that time, Give yourself some small deadlines. Don't kill yourself over it, but at least be consistent of what you're doing. And here it's like, that's why I love about art challenges, because even I get busy too. And there's stories I want to tell. And, you got to tell those stories, my friend. So put in those time. Like I always call it, like the pencil mileage. You got to put the pencil mileage in. It's just, and everybody goes, well, why is somebody lucky and somebody not lucky or whatever? It has nothing to do with luck. It's like, it's the preparation. It's like when I'm hiring a board artist, or I'm working with, or I'm expected of myself. It's like, you got to be ready for the job. The job comes and boom, you got to produce. And if you don't hit that deadline, you're not working anymore. And so, with that said, you got to work pretty diligently in terms of what you're doing, and you got to know what you're doing. So there's nobody waiting around for you. So you got to get that stuff done, my friend. Give yourself those deadlines. And even if it's like 5 minutes here, 4 minutes there, while you're waiting for the microwave to finish, use your phone to do what do you call it, voice recording. Then you can go home and transcribe it or whatever. There's so many different ways you can do it. What is your favorite type of shot? Ooh, that's a good one. Golly gee whiz. I think my favorite shots are my, gosh, that's a good one. Smokin' Joe. I would say establishing shots or full body shots. The reason why I like them is because the establishing shot always kicks off your story. And that's always that gets you into the world, into the environment. And I think that's a cool shot to have. And then a full shot, I like that shot for the fact of it's the introduction of your character. It's the first time you get to see them full. You get to see their personality. You get to see their body language. You get to be interested into clothing. You get their gist of what they are. And I think that's pretty darn cool. So those would be the two shots that I would pick. No problem. Yeah, you could do that. Misha asks, is there a type of storytelling where you would intentionally use establishing shots and full body shots later? Yeah, you can do that. Sort of like here. Boom. There's your close-up. And you have a couple close-ups and then you back out of what the situation is doing. That's the example right here. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I do it both ways. But it's like I wouldn't when I'm talking to people, I sort of don't recommend things until you're ready to learn how to do it. So the other thing I wanted to do on here too is I don't want it super dark, but it's like you got in the 60s you had those pontoons that would open up on the shuttle there. She has her swords there. Just trying to get some pop on some of this stuff. Just having fun here. Let's get this patch colored in a little bit. We'll make it stand out a little bit. Hey Dominic, what's going on? That's sweet. Thanks so much. Absolute cinema. Boy, you got me pumped up today. Yeah. That would have been awesome to have gotten the opportunity to meet Ray Harryhausen. That would have been cool. There's so many awesome artists and creators of all the stuff that I love out there. Meet some of these masters. Yeah, like I was saying, I got to get over to that Frazetta Museum one of these days. Cool stuff. Just started reading William C. Martello's Blue Book series. Cool, yeah, no, that's good. Awesome, yeah, shout that out. Yeah, I gotta get on YouTube a little bit more. As we're pulling this one together. Cool. Well, awesome. There we go. Well, I'll probably finish this up with just a little tad more. Get this thing ready to post. Super appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. You can sort of go through that process, you know, what we did. Hey, Buddha Belly. How you doing? I'm about ready to call it a day. I got to finish this one up so I can get to work. But anyway, sort of the process here. Like I said before, we started off with the blank page. Yeah, no problem, Misha. Start off with a blank page, just using some pencils, some stuff like that. Boom, I threw my scribbles down of my ideas for my storyboards. That's one page. 2 pages that, and sort of working out the shots. And you can sort of see the final pencils. And then bada boom, bada bing, you know, we got our pages here. So I can add it to my, you know, here's yesterday's real quick to show you what yesterday's shots look like that we're doing. But anyway, Appreciate everybody joining me today. Again, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist, an animation storyboard artist, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you popping in and hanging out with me today. And if you liked what you saw, please, I do appreciate the subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop some love, drop a like on here too. And if you want to see the final posts, you got to head on over to Instagram, Mr. Paul Angeli. The links are in my YouTube channel as well. Go follow me over there and follow my feed. You can see I pretty much try to post daily. So if you are new to storyboarding and visual storytelling, welcome. If you're trying to level up your work or get back into the biz, well, you're welcome as well. Or if you're just somebody that likes watching people draw and create cool stuff, you are welcome as well. Again, this is Paulie signing off. You guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for Rebecca, Buddha Belly hanging out, Misha, Andrew, Dominic. There's so many fantastic people jumping in today. Andrew, I think I got you already. Tushu Boy and Jester Hero. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you guys next time in the next live stream. Hope to do it again soon. Take care. Have a great day.